careful.
All right, the second leg of the story, and this takes us back to Abuja, where our man is waiting. Biko, we call on you again. The second leg of the story has to do with the Senate jumping into the fray, asking that state and federal government and states be involved in stocking hospitals, health centers with anti-snake venom. Of course, we cannot forget the case of Ifunaya, bless her soul, in Abuja of the other day. So how do you weigh in here, BKO?
Yes, especially in the rural areas.
All right.
The primary health centers need to be stocked with anti-venom. There are so many cases of people being bitten by snakes. In fact, it is said that about 43,000 cases were recorded last year of people being bitten by snakes. Some in their own homes, and some maybe on the way to farm and all that. So if we stock our hospitals with sufficient anti-venom, we'll be able to save the lives of people who occasionally, who from time to time get stung by snakes, even while they are sleeping on their beds. So the nearest hospital should be able to have enough stock of anti-venom, just the same way that they should have enough medicaments, enough medicines for the preventable diseases that are killing our people.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a challenge to the authorities to ensure that as they are doing their best to stock primary health centers and tertiary health centers with drugs, with consumables, they need to stock them with enough anti-venom. The death of the young woman, Ifunaya, should actually nudge us to do the right thing, which is to ensure that any hospital that people get rushed to when they are bitten by snakes must have the anti-venom that will ensure that such people do not necessarily lose their lives.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Wale, this is in addition to making sure that our surroundings are, clear, especially in snake-infested environments.
It is true that, it's most common in rural areas.
Yeah.
But Nigeria is such a place that even, in our cities, there are usually rural communities. Even with this Lagos now, there are a lot of rural communities. I remember I think some 4 years ago, 2 pythons were killed just at Maryland here, and then
Wale, in the Akute area, the area is snake infested.
Sure, and I think a few years back, one hooked like python, being held by about 11 people, were killed just it was shown on Chinese television, just at Okwebi here. So we are at high risk of snake bites in this country. I think BKO said 40,000, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that in 2021, the then health official, national official, Mamora, said 20,000 bites in 1 year.
Snake bites.
Snake bites. And Gombe.
That's the reported ones.
Yes. Gombe is said to be, I think, the highest, where people have a lot of snake bites. We are talking about Ifunaya because she's a prominent person.
Okay.
I can assure you that a lot of people have died, rural people, poor people, from snake bites, especially in rural areas. Our secondary schools, our primary schools that are weedy, that are located in rural communities are not safe from people being. And what people do is that they apply local,
snake repellent
yes,
things.
Repellent, but most of the time, not you can't measure the level of effectiveness. So I think that we are prone.
And this issue of it is not my portion,
Oh,
does
yes,
not arise
yes,
there.
you know. So with about 41 and, you know, people trying to read spiritual meanings to it and all that, if you don't keep your environment, snakes will find their way.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so,
Oh, yeah.
and when we are talking about 41,000, that is almost epidemic. So I believe that it's a reflection of our poor, you know, healthcare system. Primary, you know, especially primary healthcare. Because if you are talking about primary healthcare, snake anti-venom should be, in fact, you don't need the Senate to be telling state governments that Ministry of Health, you know, you should provide, you know, anti-snake bites. And I've had a encounter with people, even soldiers, who go to the war front in Nigeria and Borno and all that, and they complain there are no anti-venoms. You know, in those areas when they go to the war front, I've seen cousins, you know, who fight in the war front, and they, you know, they give me this report. So, you know, our healthcare is very poor. If you have a very rich primary healthcare, you should know that anti-venom must be an ingredient of, you know, healthcare delivery system. Okay. So I hope the state governments will do something. You know, they should not wait for Senate all the time to tell them what to do. Every year when you have budget, you should take consideration for things like this to save human lives.
Of course, on Journalist Hangout, ours is to give context to the stories as they come. Now, let's take you to the heartbeat of the nation, which is